First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakahak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor camp here in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video in sincerity and in truth, and Lord willing, it can be edifying. I have a video right here, all right, and, you know, although I don't want to really make another video about these damn women, all right, there's way more to cover, all right. Once again, we have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and prophecy is happening. The tide is turning, all right. Can you brothers feel it? The tide is definitely turning, and you can't help but to speak on it, all right. We've done many videos getting on these women, you know, and the judgment that's about to ensue, all right, not just for the women, but for the men too. But the society has been propped up to benefit the women the most, okay? And actually, I'll grab that in Jeremiah. But I have this video from Destro Reborn, and it's titled, which I want to bring out the scriptures first, and then I'll let a lot of this play. But he put this out a day ago. It says, "Sell my eggs or be homeless. I only have $4. I think he meant to my name and savings." All right, Miss Independent Chronicles. And this guy Destro, he, you know, he's a funny guy, you know, regal in his speech. All right, you know, it's more than likely a Jake. You know, he was talking about the passport bro movement, you know, very eloquent in speech. But nonetheless, it is highlighting the fact that things are changing. The tide is turning. And what is that going to lead to? It's going to lead to these women grasping for stability. Okay. Now, they're going to forge new paths, you know, try to figure and turn this economy around, come together and put their heads together and like, let's turn this around. No. What are they going to do? They're going to find a man. Yes, they're going to find a man. And all these many years, decades even, all right, going back to the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, 2010s to now, all right, these women have been conditioned to think that they don't need a man, that they, you know, can have stability on their own. And for the most part, society has been set up to afford them that stability without the need of a man directly in the home. Now, they're still serving men, all right? Their bosses are men. They're, you know, they got a plumbing issue, they got to call a man, all right? They have something done to their car, you know, they need shit done, you go to a man. Women aren't dominating these fields, all right? Electrician, men. All right, you might have women sprinkled among those things, but women, for the most part, aren't in those fields. So, yeah, you still need a man. But I'm talking about a man as a protector. Because when society breaks down, all right, you have some and what are these women going to be needing protection from? Other men. They're going to need protection from other men. All right, because you got some cuckoos out here, man. All right, and we're going to admit it. There are spirits that are created for vengeance. All right, and these men who have been put in a position where they're being dangled, you know, they're being dangled, you know, these women are being dangled in front of their eyes, and yet they can't touch them. Like, brothers have been dropping different articles and stuff with stats, data, statistics of the simple fact that men, I mean, really people in general, but men aren't having, you know, sex as much. All right, men are sexually deprived. Do you think the women give a fuck? No, they've monetized themselves through OnlyFans, you know, through pay for play and shit like that. They've monetized themselves to set themselves up to have leverage over that man without sincerely pleasing that man. But what happens when the men stop spending that money? Because the economy's tightening up. All right, these women are going to have to pivot. All right, and it's going to get way worse before it gets better, man. All right, but this is what's coming down. So let's get this Isaiah chapter 32. I forget the background noise. It says Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." All right, the vintage is failing. The words of the Lord do not go out void. And we're seeing them speak louder than ever. The vintage is absolutely failing. All right, you're going to hear this first video of how much these the student loan debt is kicking these people in the ass, especially these women, because they're getting on the internet crying and complaining. You'll see men here and there, but it's overwhelmingly more women that are getting on the internet complaining about these conditions than men. All right, men have been struggling. Men have been, invisible. Men have been having to get it out the mud for millennia. Okay, life has not necessarily been easy for men, but that's the beauty of it. Life has been much easier for women, even though they try to say, "Oh, we don't have right." Yeah, bullshit. Okay, there's compromise. There are sacrifices that have to be made for your survival and for your stability. And yes, you will have to listen to a man. You're not going to be able to just be under a man and you get to do what you want and still have that stability. That's what these women have been pretty much force fed, and it's bled into relationships, and that's why divorces are the all-time high. That's why these women are out here single. They're saying by 2030, which Lord willing we're not here by then, by 2030 nearly half of women in America will be single. Imagine that. They've been told to go off to school, hoe off in your 20s and then go find a man in your 30s. But this red pill community has came in and pretty much, threw some cold water in the men in the face of these men. Like you're getting the shit end of a stick. You got the passport bro movement. So if you are a man in America and you have some substance, you don't have to deal with these American women. You can go get you another woman from a more traditional. And these women are going to be mad about it. But either way, guess what? Men hold the leverage. They have the options. Okay? You can either humble yourself and conform, or you get weeded out. You're going to be mocked as an old maid. That's where Isaiah 4:1 kicks in. All right, so the vintage is failing. The gathering shall not come. Verse 11, tremble, you women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins, right? Be in a state of mourning, lamenting, all right? Because as of right now, these women turning up, partying, bullshitting, without a care in the world, of the dangers that are ensuing, all right? We're in the time of war. We're not in a time of peace, all right? The barbarian is at the gate, proverbially. When all hell breaks loose, man, you're going to see these women more than these men scrambling. Now, the scriptures say that the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. So what about the women? And if you're not rooted in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, as a man, all right, you're going to be subject to this as well. And that's why we put our full faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and the Lord is going to protect us and give us a covering and give us a sound mind in the times where everybody else is in distress. And that's what these women are going to want to cleave to. It's not that we want to just heap to ourselves women. All right, and it's coming to a time now, bros are so tired of these damn women, man. It's really a burden. Bros just focusing on the Lord. You might have your little main squeeze, but we ain't trying to just heat to ourselves women. We want women that align to our mission, a helpmeet. All right, we ain't out here catering and pandering to these women. Verse 12, it said, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, and for the fruitful vines. They're going to lament for how good they had it. They're going to realize just how good they had it. And when in the times where they were elevated, what did they do? Especially the so-called black woman. She was parading, oh, we're the most educated, black men, you're the issue. Ooh. But guess what? When DEI got closed on, Trump ended that shit. Food stamps is getting cut down and Section 8 is getting cut off. Now what? It's forcing you, because you think you about to go to the so-called white man. The white man ain't really fucking with this whole, situation. These devils are starting to really show their horns, man. They're starting to show that they don't really fuck with Jake like that. All right, and if you do get with an Edomite man, all right, he definitely not gonna treat you how we would treat you, man. Although you say we treat you like shit, he really gonna show you that you're not shit. All right, but the so-called black man ain't even beating down the door no more to get with a so-called black woman like that, unless you're a pookie. And we seeing that not only amongst brothers in the faith, but also, man, these guys in the world. You be seeing Jake with a Edomite chick, man, with chicks of the other nation, Moabite chicks and Northern Kingdom chicks, man. So the tide is turning. They're gonna lament. So let's listen to this right here.
Out the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for
First of all,
2 years have a 17% interest
a month. Okay, that's on par with rent, sometimes more. You add that with a mortgage or with rent, with a car payment. So she said she's been paying this for how long?
So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate.
So she ain't even paying into the principal of her student loans. And she wouldn't be until she's in her damn 50s or 60s. Same thing with a house. All right, you're paying, when you're making your payments, you're pretty much paying off the interest. Unless you have you're making double payments and shit to knock off that interest. 17% interest is horrible. But they've pushed this, this life unto people. And now this is the latter end of it.
So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, I owe more than what I started off with.
Oh, man.
What the fuck? So, Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool time to Venmo me, bro. I owe $90,000, and I didn't even spend that much on school. Any rich person, please tap in. Kourtney Kardashian, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never gonna be able to buy one because I went to college. I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants my kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding war. Just take them. What do you want? My left arm too? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this when I was 17. This should not be legal, bro. I got upset about it at work, and my coworker was like, don't you have a rich relative who can pay that for you? No, my family's poor. No. And the worst part is,
you know what I heard nothing
about?
In this whole 1 minute of her talking and her crying, she ain't say nothing about a man. She ain't say nothing about a fiance. She ain't say nothing about a husband, nothing about a boyfriend. Okay? Not that should be his responsibility, but that's another thing. These women are liabilities, Akin. All right? These women are carrying student loan debt. And if they can tie your ass into a marriage, you would be liable for that. Because defaulting on your student loan debt will go on your fucking credit, man. And it will disallow you to buy houses, buy cars, and shit like that, and to live. So this is the ultimate catch-22 for these people, man. For those that went and took out student loan debts for a career. And now most of these careers are being taken over by AI anyway.
I can't go in because I can't spend money, but I just want to be here because it makes me feel better.
I don't need no man.
I don't need no man.
3-stack day for Judy Blues, one for Yumi and her. Slim boot cut, the
I'm
best
skip ahead
little
a little
side.
So we don't bros. Tokyo, you are feminine, more mission. Have you no heart? Do you not realize egg donations only pays about $10,000? Which means this poor feminist has to drain at least 10 eggs from her.
Benefiting monetarily off of this.
High mileage, high body count womb, just to keep the university loan sharks off her back. No, this can't be right. I mean, it's almost like you're trying to hold her accountable.
I'm honestly just tired. I'm tired of being strong.
These independent, strong, successful women.
Tired of holding it together. I'm tired of having to figure it out. I'm tired of not having nobody to talk to. I'm tired.
Yes, they don't want you to see this. This is the reality for most modern, strong, independent women. It's not first-class tickets to Paris. It's not driving exotic cars. It's not 10-hour work weeks in a C-suite high-rise building. No, it's hard, laborious work. The jobs that burn them out, increase their cortisol, and pre-age them. Yes, these 40-hour weeks are turning them into lumberjacks. Maybe that's why they like the beer so much, I don't know. This is the real world for the modern woman.
Flashback.
I did. I would rather be homeless than to live with an emotionally, verbally, and mentally abusive man. Okay? Any day. I'm going to choose the homelessness.
A few moments later.
So it's been 7 days since I've been living in my car.
You see, this right here is a perfect example of manifesting something into reality. You see how all that bass in her voice disappeared the moment she went live from her front seat. And no, I don't hand out lip service to these so-called quote-unquote verbal abuse accusations.
According to these women,
by now, we all know the translation.
Mentally, financially abusive. If we don't let you do it, the fuck you want, man. Fuck that. All right, we ain't in those times no more. And this is Eve right here, man. All right, all these women about through as hell. All right, and once again, we do not hate women, but we hate the mindset that you have been force-fed by Esau, man, by that fucking serpent. He got you in the garden. He getting you now. All right, it was all cool and dandy when you had your benefits. But now that shit is retracting, now that the economy is tightening up, now you upset. Now you're lamenting. Now you want somebody to reach out and help you when you've been shitty to these men.
From womanese, aka verbal abuse, really means held me accountable. Verbal abuse can also be translated into he didn't put up with my nonsense. And sometimes it even translates into a man who actually had boundaries. Clearly, she had no respect for authority.
Exactly. She had no respect for authority.
For that sin.
All right, and when Isaiah 4:1 fully kicks in, because we're seeing it now. Okay, these women are coming to the realization, though they don't want to admit, that they're going to have to share a man that has substance, value, integrity, pride, all right, direction, provision. You're going to have to share them. And you ain't going to be able to just do whatever you want because you're a fucking woman. No. All right? We can't do whatever the hell we want because we're men. We have to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh to the best of our ability. The Lord requires us to do something. We're going to require you women to do something, add value. And if you can't, you won't be around us, man.
Banished, sentenced to the sweaty, upholstered seats of her four-door sedan. Look closely, fellas. This is how you put a grown woman on time out.
I currently have $47.69 in my bank account. Nothing in savings, no emergency fund, and I don't use credit cards. So that's where I'm at right now. If you're here for the first time, nobody in my personal life knows that I made this TikTok, and I made it because I was just extremely lonely. I went no contact with my family 8 months ago. I don't have a partner, I don't have a pet, I don't have a closely knit friends group. I have gone through a lot in my life. I have been homeless. I've slept out of my car. I've couch surfed. And people say, oh, like, how can a girl that looks like you go through stuff like that? That's just like the most ignorant thing that you can possibly say. I mean, really think about that.
Nah, it's actually a good question, because you know full well this woman could not be homeless a few years ago. Let's say pre-Kevin Samuel Titus era. There would always be a simp with money ready to pick her up off the streets and save her. But as of recently, a lot of simps have become believers.
Once again, there's been a shift.
Without representation model.
All right, men are getting cold, man. Cooler than the other side of a pillow toward these women, and rightfully so. Have they been nice to you? Have they been respectful for the most part? No, they have not. They have not cared about you up to this point, and now that they're in straits, they want you to care about them. Oh, how the tables have turned. All right, Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived, for the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man, or a woman in this case, soweth, that shall she also reap, man. All right, everybody's gonna reap what they've sown. If you've sown, selfishness and things like that, that's what you're gonna reap. Nobody's gonna help you. Nobody's gonna save you. The men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua have been sowing faith and trust and have been doing the work so that we can be so that we can survive these times, man. These perilous times that are coming. The Lord has given us the spirit to know that these times were coming, and damn, they're here. Look at her. They're here. They're here, man. Which means what? The rest of the prophecies are lining up. This ain't all about the woman, man. We've done enough of that. Things are happening. Things are shifting. These women are about to look at you in ways that brothers have never experienced. Because up until this point, for the most part, we're invisible to most of these women. They going for the Pookies, the Ray Rays, or the rich guy. But the Lord is about to flip the playing field, man. In our favor, Akim.
This is the real problem. There's just not enough sense to save all these 304s.
There ain't enough tricks to go around.
Ever been stressed waiting on payday, knowing that the bills don't wait? That's where Tilt comes in.
Let me play that
Tilt gives you
again.
access to...
Like what?
This is the real problem. There's just not enough sense to save all these 304s.
There ain't enough tricks to go around.
Like what is it that I have that is gonna make me money overnight?
Yeah, and that's what most of these women do.
Selling my body?
OnlyFans. Once again, that goes back to the beginning of my video. They've been selling themselves. All right, they've been profiting off of the fact that men are more sexually deprived than ever, man.
That's something that I choose not to do.
Yep, what I keep telling you every time. Selling her body is always on the menu. All she's doing right here is throwing the box out there for a reaction, just to see what everybody's gonna say. Yes, the box is always on the menu. She just hasn't reached that level of desperation yet. I also want you to notice how she carries herself as if not selling her body is some badge of honor, instead of recognizing it for what it really is, something that only the most deplorable, low-class women resort to. She parades it like it's an achievement. That's like me bragging about not kicking kids. I mean, not kicking kids is something normal.
Come from this, that
I think that's all I wanted out of that, because she's just yapping. But let's get this right here. This is Micah chapter 7 and verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Hey, we bear the indignation of the Lord, man. All right, the Lord had to set it straight. And whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. Okay? To refine us, not to destroy us, but to refine us. So we're bearing it. And ultimately, our women being this way toward us is the result of us, of how we treated the Heavenly Father, how we made the Lord feel. Because the Lord is likened Israel unto a comely and delicate woman. So the Lord is showing you, it don't feel good, do it. But now the Lord, hey, we've repented, we've humbled ourselves, and now the Lord is flipping it back on these women. Verse 10, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. All right, we're going to see these women. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. They're about to be through as hell, man. And that's going to lead to what? All right, the old reliable, Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, what day? The days that we're fastly approaching. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. Okay? They're gonna want you to marry them, meaning pop them, to take away their reproach, so that they're not mocked as old maids, like it says in other translations. That's what we're coming down to. You know? Salaki. But yeah, man. About to go into work now. Lord willing, is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rukaha Kudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.